All right. Greetings, everyone. Guess what? Let's start with this. Happy Juneteenth.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
That's a good way to start. That's a
happy
good way to start.
Juneteenth. And definitely greetings and welcome to the Unique Perspectives podcast. Feels funny to have to be doing this on today. Just feels, even though it's Friday, it feels like Saturday because it's like when you don't work.
Oh
today,
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, this is it's kind of weird when sometimes you talk to people. I know this guy I ran across at the store that I know, and he's of a different ethnicity, and he said to me, he was like, he said, is today a holiday? He said, I see all these people out and stuff. And I said, yeah, it's I said Juneteenth. And he says, is that a month? I said, no, it's a day. I was like, hello.
Jesus, man.
We don't forget your day on
Right.
your day. But anyway, so yeah, so
he didn't know, huh? He had no clue. He was like, wait, what? June,
like, all right,
June
brother.
what? June what?
June. Yeah, I thought that was funny, man. But yeah,
you should have took the time to educate him on that thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like an awkward.
Galveston, Texas. Let's go.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward little environment, so I just let it be. But yeah, he was like, "What is today?" And I was like, "We so unplugged, we don't even know." Like,
I mean, I guess I'll say this in slight defense of him. It's only been a holiday for the last how many years?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
At least 2 or 3 years. I guess something like that.
I want to say 4, maybe. I want to say maybe 2 or 3. Maybe 2 or 3 years.
Maybe 2 or 3, I guess. Yeah. So
it's
still growing on people.
Yeah, people are still kind of, at least in terms of them making it a national, federal holiday.
But you know what's so funny is when you hear people at work be like, yeah, we have a nice holiday, but they don't reference what the holiday is. They just be like, yeah, they look at it like we just off. It's a holiday, but it's
right. It's another day.
It doesn't mean that to us. Yeah,
man, let us not forget. Let us not forget. Let us always remember. Oh, guess what, yo?
Okay.
I don't know if you knew about this. I don't know if you was going to hit this in your news, but so yesterday they Kay with 4 years inducted in 2022. Thank you, Kay, for that. So yesterday, and this is another moment of celebration. The presidential library, Barack Obama's library, officially opened yesterday. I am. I think I am going to go. Yeah. I think I need to go.
I'm going to mosey my way to Chicago and go.
Yeah, man. You should come on. Let me know when you get up here so we can all go together.
I thought about that. Yeah, this is I guess.
Yeah, but that was yesterday. So they had a whole, it was a whole thing.
They still running it all over social media and different clips.
Yeah, man. And today, Juneteenth, people were lining up outside trying to get tickets. As a matter of fact, it's sold out to the point you can't even get tickets until December of this year.
Are you serious?
Serious, dude.
Wow.
Serious, dude.
Wow.
And so that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, yeah. So yeah, man, it's just a night time for celebration, commemoration, memorialization.
A positive thing. Yeah,
man, absolutely. We got it right. We got it right.
Yeah,
to memorialize and just remember where we've come from and look to the future in terms of where we're going. Absolutely.
I wonder is it just his memorabilia or is it a lot of other things?
There are a lot of other things that are up there from what I could see. There are a
Mm.
lot of other things up there, so you gotta check it out. Take a moment to check it out. Get online, go to the website. I don't know the website, but yeah, check it out, and let's visit it. Let's check it out
That'll be
for real.
good. I wanna see what's, like, all there because I mean, if it's I mean, granted, yes, it's a special thing because it's his commemorative situation,
Mhm.
but you just
Right.
wonder, like, let's just say, for instance, when they opened the Black History, Museum in DC. Of
Mhm.
course, huge thing, everybody went there, it was sold out for a good while, similar to this, but it's a
Right.
lot of things there, so I was just wondering,
No, it's a
is it
lot
a
of
I
things
wonder if
there.
they added other stuff, that's why I was just wondering if there's a lot of other stuff
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of things there. There's a lot. They got a lot of outside stuff and inside stuff as well. So it's an
Yeah.
actual complex. If you take a
Oh,
moment to look
wow.
at it, it's not just a building, but it's a complex that's there.
Complex.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So in other, social news was so funny, and I know what your answer is gonna be, Adam, but
Uh-oh. Here we
all
go.
over TikTok, Instagram, and other channels, everybody is kind of chatting about this series on Netflix called The Polygamist. Dude, listen, now, I did the same thing you did when I first saw the promo go across Netflix. But I will say this, it was very, very well scripted. I'm not
Okay.
saying the acting was stellar, but it was scripted very well. Like the storyline kept you on the edge of your seat every episode. You'd be like, "Oh my goodness," you know what I mean? So, but the thing is this: see, when you see the words the polygamist, it automatically makes you think, "Oh, a room full of people having sex, all this lascivious." Did you know what
Well,
I
they didn't
mean?
say
All
orgy,
these
they said
things. Yeah, but
polygamous.
it makes you. I'm saying, but it makes you when you think of that, you think of something along those lines. When people are
Okay.
first looking at it that aren't necessarily so versed or have heard
Okay.
of it.
Okay.
But when you look at it, yeah, the gist of it is about that.
Okay.
But the storyline is just crazy. And you
Oh
would just be
god.
like, oh, but you know what? Before I even say that, I will say this,
Mhm.
and this is real talk. I think for men, it is a must watch. For men
Okay.
first, and
Alright.
women too. Now,
Okay.
let me not take that back because I don't want to tell the whole thing, but here's the thing.
Mhm.
There was a clear part where the man was definitely the villain, right? This clearly, right? He was
Okay.
doing villain type stuff.
Alright.
But it was equally as amazing as some of the women that were either enabling the behavior for
Mhm.
benefit
Okay.
or requesting the behavior for optics. Some people wanted the optics to remain in place. They didn't
Okay.
want to change the picture. Don't
Okay.
leave. And the
Okay.
other ones, pick me, pick me. I want this life. So it was something to learn. But on the man side of it,
Wow.
I looked at it like, yeah, we may not, Adam, we may not over the years have called ourselves um uh polygamists and we had these all of these things like that. Look, we may not have called love open, right? but
Mm.
but
Mm,
we
mm,
didn't
mm.
necessarily call it closed either in this old
Okay.
cheating thing. So I'm saying this to say
Okay.
cheating, I mean, the polygamous side is quote unquote supposed to be founded on permission, right? But
Okay.
the thing that was baffling about it was people still were devastated and hurt as a result of his actions. So I forgot all about the polygamous part. I just looked at the hurt he was administering
Oh,
throughout.
wow.
And I was looking
Wow.
at I was looking at how not only forget about how the women got there and what their motives were, but because he was not intentional about clarifying how he wanted to move with them,
Mhm.
they held on to it like, yes, it's going to be us. And he kept doing one thing after another thing. It hurt his family, it hurt his children,
Wow.
it hurt his son. It was like, you really, for once, that's why I said if men watch it, husbands, men that want to be married, young, like watch it because it'll kind of center you to say, you know, I know sometimes we as men can be reckless about what we see, right? We can
Right.
get lusty and all these things, but when you look at it, you say, man, look, this has some real time reckless, some what's the word I want to say? It's
Reckless behavior.
yeah, reckless behavior and things that come from that. The fallouts that came from it was
Wow.
just unequivocal. You This was like, wow.
Wow.
And so it was, to me, it was like a bravo on the person who produced it. They did an amazing job, the way the storyline spent and the way they
Okay.
kept the listener on the edge of their seat, and
Mm.
shock mode was on 10,000. All that was good. But
Shock mode.
that's why I said, instead of us taking the drama away from it, we
Mhm.
should take the truth away from it. The
Wow.
truth, it was a lot of truth in there that
Okay.
can, and there are a lot of scenes and instances where maybe women or men may not have directly experienced all of it, but I
Mhm.
guarantee some people experience some of it,
Okay.
right? Some people
Okay.
experience some types of that behavior, hurtful behavior that was happening, and
Mhm.
it was a lot, and I was like, wow. But it was a to me, it was like one of those game changers that's not only dramatic and good, but it left you, if you were an intentional watcher, it
Mhm.
left you kind of chewing on it for a little bit. You thinking like,
Okay. Okay.
this is something to hold to the chest. This is,
Okay.
hey, let me think about this, because when you think about entering into deep commitments and relationships, you got to say, man, how you show up, because at the end of the day, Adam,
Mhm.
the guy came from humble beginnings,
All right.
but he amassed great wealth. And a lot of
Okay.
times people, they look at wealth is looked at differently, money is looked at differently, but let's flatline it. Just to
Mhm.
just say, when men have money.
Mhm.
Sometimes when men have money, it's easy to get lofty minded.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
have some, it's that's you because you have means, sometimes you can get reckless with it. You reckless
It's
with
true.
how you treat people, talk to
Right.
them. They
Right.
become disposable. Oh, I can have another you in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And all
Right.
these
Right.
things.
Right.
And so,
Right. Yeah.
and it was like he got so cocky with it. It was just like, I don't, whatever. I'm wiping the
Wow.
streets with my toilet paper. He just didn't care. So
Wow.
my point
Wow.
was, when you get like that, it makes you kind of say, you got to check yourself, because you don't want to be
Yeah.
that kind of person, right?
Right.
Regardless
Right.
of
Right.
how your wallet looks, you don't want to be like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess
interesting.
it's not necessarily an indictment, but maybe commentary, social commentary on how we treat each other as people, and that
Yes.
we're not as careful, we're not as thoughtful as we should be when it comes to uh, being in relationship with people, particularly when it comes to men and women, that
Yeah.
we don't necessarily value them as the way we should. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that I kind of pride myself on, is the fact that regardless of what may or may not happen between the two of us,
Yeah.
I'm never going to throw you away as a person.
Ooh.
People to me are not disposable.
Yeah. No, for sure.
They're not, a one-off, or use and throw away. People, regardless of whether or not we always agree,
Yeah.
I don't believe in throwing people away, because I don't believe that people are disposable.
Disposable.
And I think
Yeah.
a lot of times this type of behavior that we see, particularly with this particular show,
Yeah.
just goes to show that we have a mindset that people are expendable, but they're
Mm.
not.
Yeah.
People are not expendable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't want to just treat people any old kind of way, regardless of where they may come from, regardless of what their walk of life is, regardless of what their upbringing is. People are still people, and
Yeah.
people are valuable. People are absolutely valuable.
But
So that's
here's look, I'm just gonna quit. Okay, let's 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
go,
I'm gonna go
go.
ahead on into it. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Let's
can't
go.
help it. All right.
Let's go. Let's
Here's
go.
some of my observations.
Mhm.
The movie, I mean, the way the series goes, just so for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's just 30-minute episodes. So it
Mm.
goes fast. I mean, you could binge it. It's about 22 episodes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but it's 30 minutes each.
30
So I
minutes
mean,
each.
it
Okay.
may seem
Okay.
long, but it goes, because it keeps you so locked in, you watching it.
Mhm.
But what some of the things that threw me off, but these were key discussion points that at a later day, I think we should do a show on it. Just
Okay.
a period. At a
All
later
right.
day, because I think the show was well characterized.
Mhm.
Like I mean, you had the illegitimate daughter who wanted the validation. and who wanted to be treated like the children on the hill.
Wow.
You had the tucked away side wife who kind of accepted that she had a good piece of him, but she wasn't like the other women he chose. You had the bona fide side chick who looked for what she wanted and went after it, right? Whether it was married or not.
Okay.
You had the wife. I think this was probably the most confusing part, because in the beginning, Adam, the husband, he was so overtaken by the side chick that walked up aggressively into his world. He was ready to leave. He was ready to leave the wife. Like he was over in a. I mean, it showed one scene where the wife walks up, and him and the lady had just got finished, whatever, they were in the middle. She knocks on the door, he comes down, and she's like, "Oh, you're here." And she told him, now remember, a part of our agreement, our wedding anniversary is coming up and you have to show up. Like so in other words,
she knew what he was doing.
But because of my business and the way my job is set up and the way people see me as this influencer and positive person that got relationships locked up and all this, I need you to play this part.
Wow.
So she loved him, but she really wanted him to stay on cue for optics. But the thing, this is the only part about the thing that was kind of turning to me, because he really was trying to leave her. Now, whether he meant it heart and soul is another thing, because the men have a way of saying they done, and when all the lust is ran out, he realized this ain't my wife, and then you want to go back home. Right? Men will do that. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, because sometimes when you get lost in lust, that's a show right there. Lost in lust, you go to the left and you gone. So I think he got lost in lust with this woman. He was totally enthralled. Then, so that's the only part to me that was kind of, because I was thinking before all these secrets unveiled and all this bad stuff started happening, he was trying to divorce her.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She didn't want to. At first, she didn't want to. I think there was a time when she was conceding to sign the paper, but at that time, that's when he played the "I'm going to come back home" game. But I don't want to give it all away. But the point I'm making, when I tell you they had characters of all types, from the women that he dealt with, from the young girl all the way up to the secret wives, to the whole, it was just a lot. But it was really well put together. I enjoyed it. So that's why I think it was a good learning experience. Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna have to check it out
tonight. Yeah.
See what's up with it. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. Good. All right. Okay. That's all right. Now. Now this brings us around, Adam, to this week's topic. Now, before let me do the disclaimer.
Yeah, you better do the disclaimer, bro.
Yes, this topic, like so many others, were in my sort of, I guess what you call my repository of show ideas, right? So, but I put this one there particularly because this whole narrative around, I know I packaged it differently by saying the proper utensils, but the whole narrative is around the table. For years, people have had these arguments about men and women. Like, so men will maybe ask a woman what you bring to the table. And in some cases, women who feel like they may have a pretty decent makeup of life, earnings, or how they live, when they're dating, sometimes it could seem like, oh, here comes the hobo. I forgot what the
homosexual.
Yeah, homosexual. And it's just like, here you go. And you like, there you go. So I want to start to say this, though. Women, you don't really typically hear women tell men or ask men, what do you bring to the table? I'm gonna add to that. Men will, but men just don't ask a woman off the rip what you bring to the table unless he's ready to anticipate sitting down at said table. If you get my trip, if he's not anticipating sitting down, the table is not a concern to him. Now, women will ask about the table, but their conversation about the table is not so verbal to be like this. Now, listen, I know you looking at me and everything, but I need to know what all you're bringing to the table. Women will. This is a woman's idea. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. This is a woman's idea, Adam, of
We
coming
about
to the
5 seconds
table.
from it. They about 5 seconds, so they
Here we
typing
go.
right now.
Group of women talking, and let's just say a woman can be, maybe she's on her first date, and she's already had conversations with her girlfriends. They've already ran down what this potentially is or is not.
Okay.
So when women ask men questions in disguise, these are questions that cause them to place men in certain buckets. Is he the person I'm concerned about what he brings to the table or not? So when you hear things like, so what do you do? That answer tells them whether they see you as someone to bring something to the table. That's a starter. What do you do? Because what do you do? That answer.
Oh, what do you do? Okay, right. What's your
that
job?
answer
I got
is
it.
largely packed with security in some way or another. If it's a really, really good job and seems like it's really, really good benefits or whatever that promotes comfort and security, then it's like, do tell, go deeper. But if a man doesn't say, let's just say, women know this. Sometimes I know me and you were just talking about this before the show, Adam.
Yeah.
I know it's not always about money, but to a degree it is. So I'm not saying that to say, let's just talk about, I'm talking when it comes to men. Let's just say men say, yeah, CK, she said, yeah, that's my point. Women are at the questions they're asking them because that's their conversation about what you bring to the table.
Okay.
In that way. And a lot of times we'll interpret that as this must be an interview or something. You know, any guy has maybe sat down with a woman for a day and all of a sudden here comes all these firing questions. You like, we just sat here to eat some lemonade and it's rapid fire because in her mind, she's trying to say, I need to know what you bring to the table and whether it's worth me sitting down here for the long haul, wasting my time.
Got it. Okay.
We're not going to hit you in the gut from men on that same date. We're going to sit there, talk, laugh, go through the whole thing, text when you get home. What you doing? I'm going to see you again on Wednesday. We're going to go all the way out at him until we get to that point where we're like, a conversation is raised. So like, what are we doing? I mean, we've been hanging out for 6 months now. I mean, we've been intimate. We've been all of these things. I mean, I just need to know what's going on because right now feelings are involved and I'm just trying to understand how we're going to do this.
Right.
That's when he's saying, so this conversation is about us thinking about sitting at a table together.
Okay.
So much like at the cookout, think about the cookouts. We all been to the cookouts. There is a rhyme to the reason of why people will say, you ever seen that family member that they're fine with hosting it at their place because they have the provision to host.
Okay.
So maybe they're not in a position to host it and fund it.
Got it.
So then they're going to say, okay, Adam, can you bring the turkey? You real? Okay, can y'all bring this? Can you bring some potluck? And then here's the kicker. For the person who may not necessarily line up, quote unquote, financially dollar for dollar, then they will say, don't worry about it. You just come. Can you bring some plastic plates and maybe some ice? So it's making a consideration, right?
Right. But
it's still requesting a contribution.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is why I'm saying when it comes to the table thing, it can get real widespread and convoluted. But at the end of the day, it's all about measuring, engaging contribution capability. All right, I'll turn it.
Okay. So you want me to read the thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, here we go. The proper utensils. How dressed is your table? Everybody argues about the table. Who built it? Who brings what? Who deserves a seat? But the real question is, how do you show up to it? A woman who understands herself doesn't show up empty-handed, and she doesn't arrive trying to reveal what's already standing. She comes prepared with the proper utensils. That means awareness and stability, knowing how to read the room without forcing her presence into it, not looking to be fed, not trying to overfeed, just able to contribute without disrupting the balance. And
Mm.
most importantly, adaptability. Because every table is dressed differently, different structure, rhythm, and expectations. And if you can't adjust without losing yourself, you were never ready for that setting to begin with. Adaptation isn't submission, it's alignment. It's knowing how to step into something that's already working and elevate it without making it about you. So before you question the let me read that one more time. So before you question the table, ask yourself, did you come properly equipped for what's already been prepared? So let's get into it.
Mm.
Are you
Mm.
bringing out the genuine flatware or are you still setting the table with plastic?
Wow.
Setting the table with plastic. Oh my
Plastic.
God.
Yeah, you're bringing out the plastic. But
Oh
anyway,
my God.
so think about this. I looked at something that Kay said, which was interesting.
Mhm.
And it's true. And she says, we want to know, can you stand on your own? Can you lead? Can you be open emotionally?
Mhm.
Can you give me those non-monetary needs? Men on a first date tend to have one thing on their mind. How can they get in? Now, here's the thing. All of those things she just said are true things that women typically look for when they're
Mhm.
trying to gauge a man. The
Okay.
only thing is you are not going to get those truths on date one.
Right.
You're not going to find
Right.
everything she
Right.
just said. You're not going to find out about emotional. Is he available? Can he lead? You're
Yeah,
not
it's
going to
date
find that
one.
out
It's
on
the
date
first
one.
date.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's the first date.
I mean, maybe she didn't mean it literally as date one. She's probably talking
Right.
over time, but
Yeah.
it's on date one, we're not. And so here's another thing. This comes down to how men and women are made up. On date one, she's not lying about most of the time. If a man is on a date and he's attracted to the
Mm.
woman,
Mhm.
his mind is thinking. He's like, he thinking things. Now,
Yeah. Okay.
but that's because of our makeup.
Okay.
Women are just as visual as men,
Mhm.
but they have the gift of suppression.
Okay.
We don't have the gift of suppression. Women can suppress the lust when they're looking for the security.
Hmm.
If they want to see, you can be fine as all outdoors, but
Right.
if they know that you look good and you pass the "will I sleep with him" test, they're gonna
Mm.
look at you and be like, Then they're gonna be like, okay, he looks like he works hard. He might got a little bit. Oh, he pulled out that kind of card. Okay, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for security cues. That's a whole show.
Right. I
Security
got you.
cues.
I
So
got you.
they're
I
looking
got
for
you.
things about this man that can
Yeah.
immediately jump out at them and say, this guy might be a winner, or he might
Mhm.
be somebody I can really get into, right? So
Mm.
that's the difference. I don't think it's a bad, I mean, we can feel all how we want to feel about sleeping with a woman, but she don't have to let you. We
True.
can lust and whatever, because that's a part of
True.
our natural makeup. Now,
Okay.
whether that happens is another story, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's
Well,
good. Go ahead.
okay, so yeah, I mean, I did okay, so I guess my thing would be going back to the whole the rapid fire questions
Questions,
on
yeah.
the first date. Nobody wants to feel like they're being interrogated on the first date, especially men. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to feel like they're being interrogated. That's not, and I think sometimes if we take that approach, that's going to turn people off.
Hmm.
People don't want to be interrogated. Okay, yes, they want to disclose. They
Mm.
want to let you know about themselves. But I believe that the best way to do that is over the course of time, that we have a series of dates where we're having a conversation and it organically comes out.
Mm. I
What do
mean, what you're
you
looking for, the thing
yeah,
you're
what are
looking
you
for.
looking for? And in this way, we're able to establish a rapport with one another that allows us to communicate in a way that we begin to understand one another. To do it in a way that is, again, that can be interpreted as being intrusive and invasive is a turnoff. No man, no woman, nobody wants that. We
Wow.
want it to happen naturally, right? Over
Yeah.
the course of time. Then, yeah, there are some first questions that do get asked on that first date. But
Yeah.
from that point in time,
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your
Yeah.
time to establish what we have with one another. Okay. Yeah. We already know that we're interested in each other. And it appears that we have chemistry. Okay. Let's find out if we have compatibility. The only way that
Mm.
we're going to find out whether or not we have compatibility is by communication,
Yeah.
talking to one another, listening to the other person,
Yeah.
taking the nonverbal cues as information, and then processing that so we can go to another date. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that 6 months down the line, we know each other, or at least we should know each other
Yeah.
better than we
Yeah.
did 6 months prior. So it's
Wow.
about that information process. And this is the only way that we're able to actually get to quote unquote a table setting. Because if we
Mm.
haven't established communication as a fundamental function of our relationship, this is dead in the water as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
We're not talking to each other. We're not exchanging information. There's no common understanding between each other. What are we doing? What are we
Mm.
doing? What are we doing?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What you just said, it made a light go off, and so I'm
Uh-oh.
when you mentioned setting the table, I'm envisioning the man woman dynamic, and if I had to try to sum it up, I would think women want to know, can he handle all of the activities to make sure we can have a solid and plentiful table, right?
Okay. Okay.
Men want to know, can she methodically table set?
Hmm.
Can she does she know which, and I'm not meaning this literal, but does she know which side the fork go on?
Right. I get what you're
Does
saying.
she know the napkins that are just the ones that are just for show, not for us to really use? You know
Right.
what I mean? What does
I
she
get what you're
know her
saying.
way around the table? And
Right.
so I think that's where we kind of clash as men and women. And the man is thinking to himself sometimes, um, let's take it practical.
Mhm.
If a man, I'm not saying in all cases that men show up with more of a table than a woman. Because we know sometimes man will show up and he just like, I mean, I know you own your home. Can I just move on in here? It just depends. Like some men will be leasing and the woman owns her home, right? And so
Right.
and it just may come a conversation where the guy, if they're gonna get married or whatever they're gonna do or live together, he ends up living with her. And then to everybody
Mm.
around her, it begins to look like she's providing the table
Right. Got it.
and
Got it.
he's sitting at it or
Right.
loafing from it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Good. And so if you remember, if when we were kids, one of the things, here's the key thing about the whole table thing. If you've had, I'm not sure what all races would do this, but I know in the African American households, when we sat there at that table and you try to get up, it's a message where I'm going with this.
Okay.
A parent will say, you better not get up from the table without finishing the meal.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so the key is when we get to the table, is are we going to collectively complete what's there?
Right.
Like that's the whole point. If we're gonna sit here, there's a purpose, not just for us to say we made it to the table. There's
Right.
a purpose for that. I look at the table as an event. Right? The table is an
Well,
event
yeah.
happening. So yeah,
It's a benchmark, right? If
yeah,
we as a couple who are in a relationship have made it to the point where we are both at the table, that is absolutely a milestone.
wow,
You know, now from that point, now the deeper discussion is engaged because now we're talking about entwining our lives together, where
mm,
we're no longer going to be as two, but we're going to become as one, and we're walking
mm,
that path. That's what the table kind of represents, right? It's
yeah,
that moment where we begin to say, "Hey, you know what? We are good together.
yeah,
We work well together.
yeah,
I like you, you like me. I'm in
yeah,
love with you, you in love with me." Hey,
yeah,
and see, here's the thing, though, and again, this is I'm always going to bring this part of it because I don't think this should be absent from the conversation.
okay,
That by the time we get to the table, okay, that love is on the
mm,
table, and I think
okay,
sometimes if we're not careful, we we
Want the table
subtract
before the
the
love.
love.
Yeah, yeah,
We subtract the love from the table. Well, no, the love has to be a part of the table because the love is the reason why I bring to the table. It's the reason why I contribute to the table. And if
yeah,
you're not contributing, if love is not your engine, if love is not your motivating factor by which you do what you do, you shouldn't be at the table.
yeah.
You can't be at the table because love.
Oh,
How about this, Charles? How about
yeah.
this? How about love is the table? How about
Mm,
that? And if love is not the table, I don't know what you're sitting at. Because if
yeah.
you're sitting at any other spot other than the place of love at your table, you're in the wrong place.
Wow.
Listen. When me and my wife got together, we were at the table of love because I do what I do. I contribute what I contribute. I give what I give. Watch this. I surrender what I surrender because of love.
Mm,
This is the reason why we're in the house that we're in, the reason why we drive the cars that we drive, the reason why we have what we have, because love is the reason why we do what we do. Now, sometimes we might not always be aware of that.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to be naive to that. We're
Okay.
not always aware of that, but again, it has to be something that somewhere it has to be floating in your mind somewhere around there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Otherwise, why continue to be in a relationship with somebody who you really don't have an affection for? What's the point?
Wow.
What's the point of
Wow.
coming to the table and you don't really want to be here? You don't really like me like that. we
Wow.
can't we can't even talk about what you're gonna bring to the table. First of all, because I don't like you.
Wow.
We don't want to deal with that part.
Wow.
Why are we even at the table? Come on, let's talk for real, for real.
Wow.
You're sitting here tolerating people in your life. Oh, I don't want to go down the street, but you're tolerating people at your table that shouldn't be sitting at your table.
Oh.
You
Wow.
are sitting at table where you're barely tolerated.
Wow.
So my question to you is, are you sitting at the right table? Because if ain't no
Yeah.
love on that table, if you're not passing, you know how you pass the food around to the people at the table? If you're not passing love around, what you doing?
Wow.
If
Wow.
you're just tolerating people, if there is no affection, no sweetness at this table that we're sitting at,
What's the point?
what is the
Yeah.
point? That's all I'm saying.
And we all know when we see like movies and shows on TV when people are at the table but nobody's talking, people on their
Right.
phones, they're
Right.
not tuned
They
in.
zoned out,
They're just
isolated,
eating the
insulated.
meal and then leaving. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's good.
Come on, y'all. We got to do
Yes.
better than that, man.
And so Kay brought up another good point. Look, Kay
Yeah.
knocking them out the park. Okay, so Kay says, I'm bringing up this for a reason, but I think it's ridiculous for men to ask on date 1, 2, 3 what you bring to the table. Now,
I agree.
let's
I
go up.
agree.
Let's
I
go
agree,
up
Kay.
to subject. Let's
I
go
agree,
up
Kay.
to Marlena's comment. Some people feel like they don't have much time to wait and will press the issue. So I'm saying this to say, and I don't know what she meant by it, but the point I'm making is women will ask, like she made it so eloquently, they don't want to waste their time.
Right.
So
I get
is
that.
it wrong for men to not want to waste their time?
Well,
Like,
listen,
do we
like
look
I
at
s-
time differently between the sexes?
I
You
think
know
we
what I mean?
do. I
Yeah.
think from a general point of view, men look at time differently than women do. From an
Mm,
individual point of view, we all look at
look at
time
time. Wow.
differently. Now, again,
Wow.
the hope is, hopefully, the intention is that as we continue to talk on our dates together, that we somehow or another become synchronized in our time. So that
Mm,
we're both walking at the same pace.
yeah.
We're
In sync.
both walking
Yeah.
at the same cadence.
Yeah.
We need to be synchronized
Yeah.
together, time wise, so
Yeah.
that we arrive at the same destination at the same time.
Yeah. I think the big difference today with the table and time and what I think the reason the what you bring conversation comes up so frequently
Mhm.
is because we date entirely different today. Once
True.
upon a
I'd agree.
time, people did not have 200-300 people in their DMs,
Right.
all of these standing opportunities and shout outs. I want to shoot my shot and all of
Yeah.
these things, or all of these. I mean, people got all of these dating sites everywhere.
Mm.
And then
Mhm.
that makes it even more complicated because you have people that are in the real world looking for somebody. And
Mm.
then they have all of their doors open in cyber world looking for somebody. So you're looking for
Right.
somebody in the ether and somebody here on earth.
Right.
So my
Right.
point is we put too much on ourselves, and what that does is it accelerates any kind of exchange or a date that you have. Forget about saying, you know, I really like you. I want to just see where this goes and let's go. It becomes on
Mm.
date one. So you say you live where, or you went to school? Did you grow up with your mother and father? We want to get to the core of the trauma on date one, either the trauma or the money or the reason or the honey. That's what
Right.
we want to pack it all in date one
Wow.
to figure out whether or not you need date 2 and 3.
What,
This
Charles?
is
Why don't they just go
hard.
and do this? Just go and give them an application to fill out.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Give them a
today
job application.
it has accelerated because people are
Oh
communicating with
God.
so many people. So it takes a lot to, especially when you get older. Nobody don't feel like saying, yeah, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? You good all throughout the day, over here, this one, that one. So when people are trying to be more intentional, they like, well, look, I need to find out if let me put this person's name on this list. I'm on these dates this week. So let me see, do I need to see the person X again? You know what I mean? And so
Right.
that's
Right.
why the
Right.
conversations are so heightened and aggressive and different.
Right.
I think on
Right.
both sides, so men and women. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, yo. And then
Yeah.
again, I think if because time can definitely be a factor in terms of what you do in relation to how you pursue relationships, right? It
Yeah.
can absolutely be a factor. But again, even with me, getting divorced, I did not want to rush that process. You know why? Because I understood how important
Yeah.
this was. And I needed to be patient enough to take the time to find out if this particular person is for me.
Yeah.
And I think if we're not careful, we operate under this premature mindset that pushes us and accelerates us faster than what we should go.
Yeah.
The faster you go, the less control you have.
Yeah.
You ever notice that with driving that sometimes you go so fast, sometimes if you're not careful,
Yeah.
you can end up in an accident
For
because
sure.
you're going too fast.
Yeah.
So you have to slow it down. And I think if
Yeah.
we just take the time on, again, we live in an instantaneous age. We live where we want gratification now.
Right
I want
now.
my money right now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to be patient. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of the court, if you really want your relationship to work in terms of your dating, in terms of that experience, I implore you, I beseech you, take your time. Don't rush. Don't let this thing be a thing that you rush. Rush everything else, but don't rush this. It's worthwhile if you take your time to build it right, right?
It's hard, Adam, to not rush when we wake up and look at our phones every day. Oh my God, look what he did. He bought me a car with a bow on it. Love goes, love
Love
goes.
go, love
So
bombs, love
listen,
bombs.
when we see this as men and women all day, every day,
Yeah.
it gets into the psyche of people. And they like, you know what? Why can't I have that right now? There's nothing
Mm.
standing in the way. I'm this kind of person. I'm good. I have this. I'm okay. I'm nice looking. I'm whatever.
Mhm.
So what's prohibiting me to be like her or him? And so this is the thing that I think is clouding everybody's mind. Not that people don't want love in general, but I
Mhm.
think the reason for all the hypersensitivity around it is definitely escalated by what we see.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
see these things on a daily basis. So
Yeah.
everybody is feeling like it's almost feeling like there's this big merry-go-round at this carnival. When you stop in the middle of the carnival and realize everybody's on a ride but me.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
just standing in the
Okay.
middle of this carnival, but everybody's hollering and they on a Ferris wheel, roller coaster. They over there, they're in the pool. I'm the only person standing on the ground by
Standing around.
myself.
Yeah.
So why am I not in the circles? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
And again, I maybe because I'm getting older. I've gotten older. We'll be getting older. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I don't want my life to be dictated by somebody else's snapshot of a life. Just because you're doing what you do and you're showing the whole world what you do doesn't mean that I want to do the same thing. And I think if we're not careful, we allow the FOMO, the fear of missing out,
Yeah.
to determine what we should and should not do when it comes to our relationships.
Wow.
You know, and I don't want to get off on a tangent with this, but I think we really need to kind of like dial it back a little bit. So, you know, for me personally, social media is not as important.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not as important. As a matter of fact, you know what's funny? I know. I think you had sent out the notice for the show like earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it till yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why I didn't see it till yesterday is because I didn't go on Facebook until yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
Because the thing is not it's not a focus for me.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, I'm not sitting here looking at what everybody else is doing because I'm more concerned about what I need to be doing than what everybody else is doing. How else am I going to make my relationship work? How else am I going to make sure that I bring what I'm supposed to be bringing to the table if I'm concerned about everybody else? Wow. No, I need to be concerned about me. I need to make sure that I'm bringing to the table what I need to bring to the table. Let alone what somebody else has already done, and then they're going to show a little snapshot of it.
Wow.
Just saying.
What about, okay, do you think, okay, so again, you know, with the whole table thing, do you think there is one table, and I'm talking about like I'm not meaning this literally, but is there one table and one particular route to getting to this table? Or do we, like, you know, before the show started, you were talking about that plane analogy.
Oh God.
And how
you're gonna have to set that up.
Yeah, okay. So basically what we were talking about was people from all different walks of life that all desire love. And I made up the analogy of, let's just say somebody is an avid lover of Jay-Z. Now forget about him being married. Let's just say he's available, right? They're avid lover of him. And the lady says, I can't wait till I get off because me and my girls are going to see my husband tonight. The lady works at JCPenney's.
Okay.
She's the cashier. She has a decent job, right? She works the cashier. But now you're thinking about Jay-Z and his money is a total different stratosphere.
Oh, yeah.
But she's locked in. She really likes him. She's like, oh my God, he just does it for me. I'm going home. Because let's just say she's fine. She looks great aesthetically. Okay. She knows how to put it together. And she goes and she shows up on the front row.
Okay.
Is that wrong for her to say, oh my God, I have got to get here because he's going to see me because I said he's my husband? Or is that her overreaching? Or a man, vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
So what's to say? And okay, that's an interesting analogy. So how about that she's not the only one sitting on the front row trying to get Jay's attention?
Yeah.
It's not just her and there's nobody else on the front row.
Yeah.
It's her and everybody else that bought tickets on the front row. And I guarantee you there are other females with the same idea in mind who are on the front row trying to achieve the same goal.
Wow.
But here's the problem with that, right? You bought a ticket to the show. You think he sees you, but come on, let's be realistic. There's a whole bunch of people in that auditorium that are not seen. They're just, it's a crowd, right?
Yeah.
So the question we need to ask is, how do you get into that sphere where Jay-Z is? Well, it's not on the front row.
Wow. But people think
it's
if I'm
backstage
here and he see me. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's because on the front row, you're just mixed in with everybody else. You're not standing out. You're just with everybody else. You got to go to where he actually is. Backstage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of that area. Because if I'm on stage, I'm performing.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody. I see you, but I see the crowd as a whole, not individuals as people. Okay. And so you literally going to have to move yourself from where you are in the midst of the crowd and step to the backstage area. Maybe you get a backstage pass.
There are some times where the women may be such a standout. They're going to say, Adam, when the show is over, go get Shawty in the orange right there in the front row. Tell her to come to the back.
Maybe.
That happens.
Maybe.
It depends on the woman, but
It
sometimes
depends.
or
It
the man,
depends.
if they're that attractive, the person will see them and say, "You need to go up the front and get so and so and bring them to the back."
But
It depends. But go ahead.
I'm struggling with the fact that
That you
that
put yourself in
she's
the
not
front row.
really a part of his sphere of people.
Sphere of people. I mean,
His sphere
Yeah,
of people.
Okay.
She's been extricated from where she was
Okay.
and placed in a place, but she's not
Of
really
visibility.
in his sphere.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Beyonce was in his sphere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was where he was. This is how they got together. You can't be on the front row. Okay, let me just say it like that. It's highly unlikely that if you're on the front row, that you're going to be able to get with the guy that's on the stage. Highly unlikely. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just highly unlikely because you're not in the same sphere. You're not in the same area that they are in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know where you're trying to get me to go.
Yeah. That was a good point. I'm telling you, that was a good point.
Okay.
You made it. I was just saying when you broke it down that way, visually.
You want me to share my life?
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Listen, so. And I'm telling on myself, and this is nothing. I'm not trying to be braggadocious, nothing like that. This is how I like to live now, right? This is how I like to live. God has blessed me. And he's really blessed me, and I am so appreciative to God for what he's done for me in my life. So I'll say it like this. Nowadays, whenever I go somewhere, whenever I fly somewhere, I fly first class. Okay. I just do. And I made the mistake years ago. I made the mistake when I was on a trip. I made the mistake of booking a first class trip, first class ticket, right? And from that point forward,
it was a mistake.
It was not a mistake, but it was like an opportunity, right? I said, well, let me just go ahead and just do it like this. Let me see what this feels like. Let me see what this feels like.
Okay.
And since that day, I have not gone back. And so I whenever I book my tickets, I first class. Yeah, my wife knows whenever we go, she's funny because she's more like, nah, we don't need to do that. And I'm like, yes, we do. And if you're gonna hang with me, that's how we doing it. That's what we're gonna do. Anyway, the whole point that Charles is trying to get me to say is that my example was this: that if you want to get with somebody who's in the first class area, you can't be back in economy. Now, that's not to say that you won't be recognized back in economy, right? Mm-hmm. But you need to be in first class too.
Yeah, because you were saying you will. Let's just say if you were ever in a position, if like before you were married, and you sitting there, you said, "I'm looking out the window." So I'm not even looking.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm not really even focused. People are going on. They're going on past me because they're going to their seat. Yeah. They're going wherever they're going. I'm not looking at anybody. I'm looking outside the window. Now, if you want my attention, you're gonna have to tap me on the shoulder and get me to take the earplugs out of my ears, rather than because I'm listening to my music. I'm about to go to sleep. Yeah, I see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you want to get in, and see, my point is this: if you're trying to get into that particular area, and if you're looking for that particular person, and because you're saying that I want this particular type of person, it literally means you're going to have to move from where you are to where they are in order to get their attention. You're going to have to make yourself uncomfortable and move to a place where you're not familiar with, right? Yeah. It's the real reason why I am where I am today. Yeah. Moving from the East Coast to the Midwest. Yeah. What I know about this life? Right. Nothing. I don't know about this life, you know, but I'm here, right? And so again, I think sometimes we if you're not willing to make a move, you got to make a move. You sit on the front row of that show. You got to make a move at some point, right? Right. You got a backstage pass. What you want to do? Wow, man, good points. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. Kay started it up. She said. She know multimillionaires that's not looking for a high-powered female that's already has everything she needs financially, which is like the Jay-Z Beyonce.
Right.
They're looking for someone in the front row begging to get a taste of that life and will do anything for it. Yeah.
They're looking they're looking to upgrade somebody else. And I guess part of my dilemma with that is That is, if if I go to the concert and Chrisette Michelle is there, that's who I like, who I listen to, right?
Oh, okay, all right.
And she sees me, and I'm gonna feel a little something because I'm not on her level. Now I
Okay.
know she's saying, "Yeah, I wanna upgrade you," or whatever like that. But in the back of my mind, I'm gonna be feeling like, well, when she gets tired of me,
Mm.
is it over?
Then why you think she'll get tired? You mean just
I, I'm
if she
just
just if it's
I'm
not
not.
if she's not taking it seriously,
But
you
this
mean?
is me in my mind.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Is her upgrading me going to be used as a
Oh, that's a good
leverage?
point. I see what you're saying.
And I
Yeah.
think, and if we flip the script and make it again, Jay Z and the person that's in the front row, the woman that's in the front row, she's got to be thinking about that too. Why
Wow.
would you notice me out of all of these people and you say you want to upgrade me? Well, how
But
long is
that's
this
a
going
common
to
thing. That's
last?
a common thing where people will say, "Why me?" That's a common thing, right? People will say that all the time, like because they like to your point, they're thinking you sit in this place where you can have all of these things
Okay.
or have all these different people that you want. So why me? And so, but you're making a good point because if we think about the many stories over the years where people have upgraded somebody, whether it's a
Hmm.
man or a woman,
Hmm.
and one of the common things and themes that seem to happen, it like if it's smooth, it's great. Everybody is like, it's wonderful. They're living their best life. But
Right.
when it gets rocky, here we go.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? You can go right on back down to the hood where I found you.
Right. Right.
Or the man will say, I'm going to drop you off here. Or the woman will say, you can just get out because this is all in my name.
Right.
I'm making a point, but this happens. Like this will happen a lot of times where people will, they will upgrade you. But the point is, it depending on the heart of that person. I mean, if they're a genuine person that genuinely loves someone and are genuinely wanting to see you live your best life, okay, that's one thing.
Hmm.
But if there are some people that just enjoy doing things that they can take the credit for, that's
Okay.
different. Because I've done all of this for you. I got you all of this. I always say a good teller of that kind of mindset is a person that is an excellent historian of favor facts.
Okay.
Everything they've done for you, every benevolent, kind thing, whatever. I helped you this, I sent you over there. They will run it off to you in an argument real quick. So you're
Mm.
thinking, so are these things you done for me legitimately, or you done them because you wanted a certain amount of praise back?
Right.
So
Right.
that's a common thing to think about.
Here's the other side of this that I just thought about. Okay, so you upgrade me, and you've kind of like, I guess, elevated me to whatever level that you're on, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the table. First of all, how do I even get to the table? Because I really, honestly, haven't been able to get to that table on that level, which means my contribution may not necessarily have the same value that your contribution to the table does.
Okay.
This is the reason why I say that if love is not involved in this, it's you, whatever you contribute to the table will never be
Doesn't matter. It don't
equal
matter.
in
Yeah.
their eyesight, right?
Yeah.
That's why it has to be. That's why whenever somebody contributes to the table, the person who receives the contribution has to see the love in what is being contributed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no value to the other person's contribution.
Wow.
It's dismissed.
Yeah.
So if Jay-Z picks somebody out the crowd, elevates them, how do they afford the the rooftop terrace apartment in New York City?
Well, he gonna pay for it, supposedly if he upgrade
But
them.
they
I
have to
guess.
make a contribution, right? If they're coming to the table, they have to make a contribution. Or is he just completely dismissing it and say, I got the whole thing?
Okay.
So now in the relationship,
You're relying on everything.
it's
You're
a little
lopsided.
lopsided now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see me as an equal because my contribution is not the same, or you don't see the value as my contribution as being the same.
Yeah.
It's different now, right?
Yeah.
This is the reason why, and I said at the beginning,
Yeah.
if love is not involved, because if Jay-Z loves you, it doesn't matter. He wants you to contribute, and he
Yeah.
sees the value of your contribution because he loves you.
Yeah. Regardless of what size it is.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless of, so if your contribution is just cleaning up the apartment all day long, he loves that.
Yeah.
He doesn't
But
need
it's
you to
something,
bring
but it
money
is
in.
something.
It's something. You're
Something, yeah.
contributing something. You're bringing something to the table.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's
Wow.
all I'm saying.
Wow, man. So before we go, here's the corporate question.
Hmm.
And this, I don't know if any men, I don't see Bruce or whoever may be there, but or the women on the women's side of it. Do you think the table conversation should just be done away with? Like, do people honestly feel it shouldn't be a conversation? Like, meaning it shouldn't be what you bring, how you approaching this table, and people should just go. Like, what is it? People should just go for it blindly. Is that what
No.
we are saying? I'm just trying to ask. I'm wanting to honestly know, like, is that how we're thinking, that people
I
shouldn't
wouldn't.
have the conversation about the table and just go for what it is because
Well,
of what
listen,
it is?
I think, at least I believe this is the way I approach things. I think it's always going to be how you do it, your methodology in terms of how you approach that conversation. Again, it's not the first date conversation that you're having. It's not even the third date conversation. We're talking about at least 6 months to a year down the line that we're talking about this. And here's the thing though, right? I'm not going to say, all right, girl, what is you bringing to the table? No. You have to finesse it. You got to be a little more diplomatic. You don't want to hurt the person's feelings. I hope. You should be a little more thoughtful in terms of how you're going to broach this subject, whether it be financial or household or whatever it is. Just think about how you would like to be talked to in regards to this particular subject matter, instead of just blurting it out. What is you bringing to the table now? Because you know I make such and such money, and I'm gonna need you to match me in terms of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's not the right way to talk.
Listen, if you love this person, again, I know I keep hopping up on the whole love thing, but you can't have a relationship without love. If you love this person, you're going to be sensitive to them in terms of how you can actually get them to understand what you're saying without being offensive to them, right? I think sometimes we say what we say, and we don't care how it comes out of our mouth. And as a result, now we've damaged the person that we love instead of thinking about what we need to say to them first. So, hey, let's have a conversation about this particular subject matter.
And another question I would like to throw on people's mind, because we have a lot of songs now, a lot of rap songs where, I'll make jokes about it on the show, but a lot of narratives talk about broke men. Like brokey or this, that, and the other. All these kind of narratives about a broke man.
Okay.
So my point is, so if in essence we're wanting to level the table where people aren't having these conversations about what somebody bring to the table, and it doesn't matter, upgrade them, all of these things, right? The rich man or the rich woman wants the person they can upgrade, so it's satisfying, whatever that is. So so basically we shouldn't govern anybody's resources. Like, if that's our mindset, don't worry about what nobody works. Don't worry about all of these things. You just gonna, however they show up, and we're gonna take the classisms out of it.
Okay.
Or the statuses out of it. We just gonna talk, and hey, all right, can you hold a conversation? All right. And then maybe you can say the person can hold a conversation or not, right? or a lot of things, to be honest, a lot of this stuff, Adam, can be nixed by observation.
Okay.
If you look and if you listen, it is 1,000 words. You don't have to ask people nothing. The words, the conversations, the preferences, and the mindsets tell you everything. You don't have to go into all these, what you bring to the table or all this. The table is coming in your ear. You hear the table, or you hear the folding chairs. Right. The table. You can hear it. So you just need to listen. People need to listen. I say all the time, if we get past the lust and just listen,
Yeah.
will be all right. The lust
Yeah.
is what messes us up. Whether he
True that.
wants something
True
from
that.
her, she wants something from him, that
Right.
lust part makes you lose the judgment. And
Yeah.
again, to me, the table is not just about money
Oh, yeah.
at
Absolutely
all. To
not.
me, the
Absolutely
table
not.
conversation is about contribution. Just like you
Yeah.
said, like the whole family cookout. We
Mhm.
know this person or that person may have that. They may have a lot, they may have a little. But are you willing to contribute to the
Yeah.
table?
Yeah.
Is the main thing. That's all.
Yeah. And I think the other part of this too is the fact that everybody is not going to be able to contribute the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's going
for
to do
sure.
what they can do,
Yeah,
right? And I think sometimes we get in trouble because the other person is not bringing the same amount that we're bringing to the table.
yeah,
They're they're not doing what we're doing,
yeah,
and so we get offended. But
yeah,
if you really care about this person, you see the
yeah. Past all
sincerity
of that. Yeah,
of what they're contributing. You know, you're again, I can't stop saying it. This is why love has to play
to be
a
involved. Yeah,
factor in this, right?
yeah.
Because here's the thing that we don't really talk about in relationships, but I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna make it plain, and then you're probably gonna forget about it.
Okay.
Often, often, more often than not, the exchange rate is different.
Mm,
You're giving 65 while she's giving what's the other side of that? 40? No, 40,
35.
40,
35.
35, 35, 35.
Yeah.
But because you care and you have affection for her the way that you do, the 35 is
Don't
fine.
matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I think because of the fact that we want everything to be equal, let's have a real conversation, y'all.
Look, it
It
can't
ain't
be
always
35.
equal.
It can't be 35, 65, and a slick mouth. Or it's gonna have to be 50-50. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But no, look, men and women, we will overlook some things, but you can't add
You
extra
can't
stuff
be
to it.
35 in a
You
slick
can't
mouth.
you can't
Okay.
have 35 and a
Bet,
smart
bet.
mouth. Something got to go to the back. Yeah, that's it. If you want to keep if you want to keep the smart mouth or the occasional toxic
attitude.
behavior, then you want to up the ante, come on to 50, 55. You can say what you want.
I
But
know
if
that's right.
but if you
You
gonna
ain't
have
saying nothing
all
but a
the
word.
extra stuff, the percentages go on down. That's it. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh God, that's funny.
Telling you.
But that's the reality, right? That's the
Yeah.
reality. Because you'll say, hey, you know what? I see the lack. It's okay. It's good. I got it. I'm gonna make up the difference. See,
Yeah.
again, as my naive self, my
Yeah.
gullible self,
Yeah.
this is where the love comes in at, right?
Yeah.
Because it says it doesn't matter what you bring. It doesn't matter how much you bring. As long as you bring. And when you bring, I'm going to have love for you. And here's the other thing, Charles. Here, I'm going to go a little deeper. You might not be able to tread this, but for some of y'all, you might not be able to bring anything to the table at this moment in time.
Wow.
Which means I need to be able to go, okay, you know what? It's cool. I got you.
Wow.
This is what love does.
Yeah.
Love covers a multitude of sins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if it's real love, in the time when the exchange is not equal, and it might be Charles, that you're only able to bring the 45 and she brings the other portion with her. See, this is the this is the point of being in marriage, right? This is the point. The point is that it's not the two of us. It's only one of us.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, talk about this for real. This is the mystery. This is the mystery of marriage right here. That it ain't, we operate as two, but we're really one. And so when I bring, you bring. And when she brings, you bring. We both bring to the table together as one. So nobody's lacking anything. We all have things in common.
Here's a good funny question, Adam. It's a question, but it's funny, but it's a good question. All right.
Right.
You in a marriage, and I'm only asking them because you're a married guy. You're in a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying it because I've heard you say this before, where you like about being at the dinner table and the bill comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of it. And I thought about this the other day. So not you per se, but this concept.
Yeah.
So you're at the table, y'all are both married, you both bringing money to the same house.
Mm-hmm.
when we say I'm not paying, you pay. The funny thing in my mind, I'm thinking, but the money's coming out the same house.
Right. It's coming out the
Or
same house.
I know this may be naive because I know nowadays we have all of these different windows of banking. Like once upon a time in the old school, you were, it was people, it was Joe brought his check home to me and we put it in the bank.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like people got
Multiple accounts
money
across
going
all
everywhere.
places.
So it does change. That's a whole show in itself, talking about navigating finances. That's a whole show. Yeah. But yeah.
So what was your question? What was your question?
So I was going to say, so did that ever cross your mind when those moments when you were like, I got the check, but in essentially it's y'all money.
Yeah.
You know how you would say, I got it. She'll be like, no, I got
it. And if you really want, if you want to get deep with it, here we go right here. Since we're one, I'm saying I got it to me.
Yeah. Oh, I got
when
it.
she says it. You see what I'm saying?
I got it. That's good. Okay.
And when I say it, she's saying it to herself. I got it because we got it together because we're not individuals. We're married.
We're one. Okay.
We're one. We operate individually, but we're one. See, this is the mystery of marriage right here.
Wow.
That we can do it together like this. That it's all together in one house together. So it's not even a her doing it or me doing it. It's we doing it.
Yeah. You see what Bruce said. Bruce started, and Bruce said women have a tendency to feel their money is theirs and the man's money is ours.
Yeah. I deal with that too. Yeah, that's on a regular basis right there. I deal with that. And then she gonna get me for saying it.
Yeah, he said another thing that right here. He says, like, this is the thought, ladies. Listen, whether you hear this corporately or not, what Bruce is saying here is not so much about saying somebody has got a smart mouth and being sassy and disrespectful.
Yes.
As it is about being like a person not being ungrateful.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the poison of a provider.
Yeah.
It's somebody who is ungrateful because you don't have to do any of it. I'm not talking about a married husband. I'm talking about the things you do for somebody else that's grown, that's not your spouse.
That's true.
You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to. You
do it out the kindness of your heart, or you looking out, or you feel like, you know what, this person ain't asking me for this, that, and the other. I see that. I got you, right? Okay.
Right.
But it goes a longer way the less you are dealing with. When you're dealing with a lot in the midst of the provision, it makes the provision make you have to call a halt.
Because it makes you go, they don't appreciate what I'm contributing.
Correct.
They don't value what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
If you don't value, if they are not valuing what you bring to the table, why are you bringing it to the table? Why are you even at that table? Again, I have to ask the question: are you at the right table? Because when you're at the right table, that table will accommodate you. You will feel comfortable at that table. And the table will appreciate your contribution if you're at the right table. But if you're not at the right table, they barely tolerate you. They take what you got and never say thank you. That's when you're not at the right table. You know.
All right. Man, it's all apples to orange, but this is good. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can look at this thing in all types of ways. You know, Kay says here, sometimes women are saying, I got it. It's to let you know that I'm not sitting at the table because of what you got, because I can get it for myself. I'm sitting at the table because I like you, want to get to know you.
Yeah.
But Kay, what if I say, I forgot my wallet? Then what? That's why I said we can spin this around many ways, because think, how does that conversation at the table look when the man is like, he may come correct, he's groomed, all these things, and he show up, and then you like, they be like, here's you, I hear you guys the bill, and the guy's all like, I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm going to the bathroom. Why you serious?
I get paid on Thursday. Whatever the case is, then what do you do, right? Is it still cool that you got your money, can pay for it? Or are you going to be like, you know what? I don't do this. You know what? I'm blocking you. I mean, what does it look like? Because this thing can go a lot of ways.
Listen.
Right.
If that joker keeps showing up, and he keep losing his wallet or his
You lose
wallet
his
keep getting
wallet, they gonna
stolen,
come with the wallet thing.
well, it's a telltale sign that he's not very watchful and he don't pay
Wow.
attention.
Wow.
You just need to
Wow.
take that for what it is. This dude ain't paying attention to his own money. He sure
Yeah.
can't be paying
And
attention to
yeah,
mine.
and
Come on,
yeah,
let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk for real, for real. He's
Bruce
not
said,
responsible. He's not
yeah,
reliable.
yeah,
Nobody
wow.
wants somebody like, okay, the first time you got me, all right, I got you, bro. Okay, no worries.
Mm.
Second time, okay. This third time, all right. What is the problem? Why you keep losing your wallet? What the heck is going on? What? See, that's an indication of you are irresponsible with what you have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't trust you with what I have.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Wow. Bruce said the old school guys say make them pay what they weigh. It's hard to stay in love biblically at times. Wow.
Explain that to me. Explain
Go
that.
ahead, bro. I guess what he was trying to say is like today's culture, although the Bible exists and most of us know it, we've seen it, we've been to some church and read it. If you haven't been an organic church person, you held the Bible or read it at home, whatever the case is.
Okay.
So these things are in there. But what he's trying to say is it's probably hard to get people today to adopt those principles that are in the Bible.
Yeah.
And, it's hard to, I think about that scripture. We used to make fun of it. And I said this all the time, but I think about that scripture that I used to read years ago as a kid. We would make fun of it at church about he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Yeah.
And we used to always be like, even as like at our 7, 8 years old, it ain't hard for no man to find a wife. Like you're thinking, it's like you're essentially thinking there are in most cases, the women are bred to say, yeah, present, back in the day, present yourself in a way that you can find a husband is kind of taught to them to kind of avail themselves and prepare for it. So if a man is a man and if he's looking for a wife, then okay, they're wise. But what the scripture was saying was it's like he that findeth an authentic quality wife is rare. Like, you can find a partner or a person, but it's hard to find an ingrained wife. That's what I believe that was saying. That's why the more you look at today's world, and I think somebody was talking about that part about how loving and finding people, it's hard to do. Like the way you spoke of your love for Maria is like, it's poetic, but it's rare today. I'm not saying it's rare in general. It's rare today, meaning for people to approach it that way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, the problem is people have issues just approaching love.
Got it.
We don't it's like our approach to love is totally different, whacked out, toxic, the whole nine. So it's hard to get to a place of authentic appreciation if there's a lot of noise around your love.
True.
There's a lot of noise and busyness going on. It's hard to see the heart of that person the way it's intended to be seen.
Right.
To hear them, to hear their voice in a way while the rest of your world is quiet, you like, this person, I think they really messed with me the long way. You get to learn these things if your world is quiet.
Right.
You don't learn them if you have noisy
a lot of
options
noise going
everywhere.
on. Okay.
The more options you have, the more treble and bass. You need to be able to hear clearly the person that you're intentional about. And you only can do that when you clean house. It's not an easy thing to do. Now, I talked about this before. If we honest, we live in a padded society. People want to walk around like football season. They got a helmet, pads, shoulder pads.
They're trying to protect themselves.
But they're in the dating pool.
Yeah.
But I'm well padded. And what those pads are other people, other options, other things.
Wow.
These distractions keep me from getting hit and getting hurt and getting concussions.
Yeah.
So I keep all these things on. And so it's not a happy life for anybody, but it is a thing that people have learned to do. They have learned to pad themselves subconsciously, even if it's not deliberate. Subconsciously, people, like I said, when I talked about earlier, here are some of the subconscious things.
Yeah.
Saying you want somebody but being a member of 3 to 4 dating sites at the same time.
Right.
Then while you're on all these sites, talking to 3 and 4 men or women at the same time, 5 and beyond, right? And then on top of all of that, you got your girlfriend or your dude. Man, you going down to Larry's spot on Sunday? Dude, the sites that be there, you got to go. It's a day party. You got to go. I got to dress, or I got a suit. I'm going to be there. So now more confusion.
Okay.
Now I'm going into another place where more potential options are. So we overload on these options and we never offload anything.
Wow.
We just suppress them, but we don't get rid of them. We may stop texting them back, stop calling them. You may not see them that much, but you wait till the top dog mess up. What you up to? Well, you been that stranger. Now we circling back down the line of options.
Right.
According to tier. So yeah, man, that's what I think is the problem today. Me personally.
Wow. Yeah. Well, as we come to a close, it's the analogy that you use about the football player and the pads.
Yeah,
that is so perfect in terms of us walking into situations or relationships already on the defense. Right? Already, is as if we are already preparing to take a hit.
Yeah.
Because I walked into this dating situation. I walked into this relationship. I understand that. I get it, right? But at some point, hopefully, within that relationship that you're in, that you get an indication that it's okay to take off some of the pads. I ain't saying taking them off on the first date. I'm just saying somewhere along the line, within a few 7 months, 6, 7, 8 months down the line, you've taken off some of the pads. So that way you're not walking in always on the defense, but you are at least creating an opportunity to be seen. And not just to be seen, but to be open and vulnerable to somebody. And I understand it's scary because you've been here before, you've been hurt before, you don't want to go through that experience again. At some point, you got to take a leap of faith. Right? I get it. Nobody wants to be hurt. Man, you think I wanted to get hurt again? After being married for 20 years and then having to step back on a dating scene again, man, I was like, but it wasn't until I actually had to get my mind right.
Yeah.
That I said, you know what? Okay, I don't want to live the rest of my life by myself. I don't want to live the rest of my life without sharing my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So I guess I need to take a chance, take a risk, and hopefully she will also take off some of the padding that's there. You know what I'm saying? So that we can both be vulnerable. If I'm willing to risk, if I'm willing to risk, maybe you'll be willing to risk. And we both, because if we're both walking around with our pads on, we don't really know who each other are.
Yeah.
There is no vulnerability there. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, I got to take my helmet off. I got to take my shin guards off. I got to take my padding. I got to take it off so that you can actually see me for me.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
And here's the thing, and this is making a good point, because I saw a comment about basically, in other words, if we are wholesome and healed, we can see somebody and be like, that's where I need to be and who I need to be with.
Yeah.
The thing is, at an event, at a concert, at a day party, heck, at lunch break, seeing an attractive person walk by, two of them, like in a crowded room of people hanging out and that are singles or mingling, even online dating. It's hard to tell the difference between healed and whole aesthetically. They look the same. They both are out. They both got on their outfits and all this. So right away, you're not like, now I can tell by the way she's walking. She has an internal limp in her spirit. She's not right. We're not going to say that. It's like a man, vice versa. We're not going to be able to just because everybody, all of us will sing our own praises. I have not seen or met nobody that's not going to, unless they're depressed, that's not going to preach that I'm the best thing since sliced bread. So how do we decipher that? Like everybody you meet is going to tell you, oh, if you're not messing with somebody like me, you trust me, you are missing out. Everybody says this. So is the person missing out, or is it just that we are misappropriated? We don't belong in each other's face. Because I mean, yeah, somebody could be good, but are they good for you? Is the main thing. It's not about the heart of one person. Is the person good for your life? That's all that matters. We can be good. I can be good over there in Dubai, but if the person I'm supposed to be with is over here somewhere in Canada and we don't want to come together, then we're not that good. If I don't want to move to Canada or you or Dubai, it's a mute point. So it's like the good has to align and match up. Then we can say, yeah, this is good. You know what I mean?
Hopefully. Yeah, real talk.
All right. Well, I'm going to let this go, sir. I know I'm sorry to hold you guys over. But anyway, we appreciate you guys for tuning in yet another week to the Unique Perspectives podcast. We hope everyone enjoys this wonderful Juneteenth. Do something, go somewhere and support the movement. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll, everything will be good. Be safe this weekend. Be careful out there.
Be safe.
Crazy in the world.
Don't be shooting up stuff, y'all. Y'all know how we like to do. Don't be shooting up stuff, man. Come on. We don't need that right now. We don't need to save that for next weekend.
Oh, next
I mean, not that you should do it next weekend, but at least this weekend, don't do nothing. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. Lord keep it cool, y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Be safe. Much love. All right. Damn. Anything else, sir? You good? All minds are clear?
I'm hungry. I want to go.
All right, y'all. Be safe and go get some good food. Take care.
Some good food this weekend.
All right.